So first tip is when you break up the cagliata after you get it out of the bowl, you only want to break it up into about that size piece, about a nickel or a dime. If you get it any smaller than that, there's going to be too much hot water getting around, like a bit like this. It's just going to, warm up too quickly. You want to try to keep them about that size as you break it up. Again, this would be too big, that would be too small, that would be just right. Stop. Alright, so depending on the salt and how salty you want it, we do not salt the curds, so you want to make sure that you put a little bit of salt in before you stretch. So you just sprinkle it on top and mix it around. A minute now. So I'm just under 180 degrees. When you pour it in over the curds, I'm going to try to get over all of them. And you just want to make sure that the curds are covered. Stir it around a little bit to get the heat going. And then you're ready to start pinching. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm holding my handle like this, okay? And I'm working at the angle across my body and scooping up the curd bits that are in here. And I'm giving just a light pressured push. It's not a pinch, it's just a little slight grab. I mean, it's just an ever so slight, it's not like I'm squeezing. And I'm turning it, and as it continues to heat, I'll stretch it out and continue to give it just a little squeeze to help it meld together. A little more water. And if it gets too hot for you, just use your bowl. There we go. Now we're really starting to see it heat up and stretch for us. Alright, now I'm getting it to a point where it's getting nice and smooth and shiny. That's what I'm looking for. And all of my bits have gone away. Okay. Then you can continue to stretch it out a little bit with your hands. Returning it to the water will just give you a little more heat, give you a little more stretch. And so then what you want to do is you want to create a little bit of a mass. If you're right-handed, you hold it on your 3 fingers, and you take your first finger and your thumb, and you just kind of push this up into the middle of it. And the more you squeeze, the more balloon shape it'll make. And let me show you again what I did with my hands there. So I make a little bit of a mass for myself. I push it up through there. I come with my right hand right on top, and I pinch both of them together and pull apart. Not up, apart. That is important. Go ahead. So again, first finger and thumb wrapped around, first finger and thumb from my other hand on top and apart. Not up, apart, and into the cold water. You'll notice that I grab the opposite end because that end has been sitting in water, so it's a little easier to work with. Push up. Come on top, apart. And if you want to, go ahead, I'll do this. And if you want to demonstrate making string cheese, you can just stretch out a long piece and break it off so it would look like traditional string cheese, or you can find the narrower end and do the traditional Italian knot tie, and then you break it off. Alright, we'll see if I have enough here to demonstrate this, but last but not least, you can also take and just heat this as you go. It'll help you stretch it. And just stretch this out like you would pizza dough. And this is where you can make those pinwheels we talked about. You stretch that out. You fill it full of ingredients, and then you lay it down, you fill it full of your ingredients, you roll it, wrap it in a little bit of saran wrap, cool it in the refrigerator, and then you can slice it into the pinwheels.